End zone, looking end zone. Oh, what a touchdown! Deron Carter knocks down an Ottawa coach as he goes along the sideline, and now everybody's into it.
I ran into the coach, apparently. I didn't even know I knocked him over.
That's like a scene out of every given Sunday, it felt like. That doesn't even seem like it's a real football game. That feels like it's a movie. That didn't really happen. I don't even believe this.
Well, it happened last week, but it was still the talk of the CFL all weekend after Deron Carter ran over Rick Campbell last Thursday. The obvious question is, what was he thinking? Because as we see in the SportsCenter Top 10, there's usually nothing good that comes from confrontations with the other team's coaches.
It's getting a bit hot this game. Oh, see Daisy, Gattuso with Joe Jordan. Should be very careful, Gattuso.
But he then walks straight over to Joe Jordan for another push. Oh, well, it's more than a push, isn't it? He's put his head in towards Joe Jordan.
After Steve Wallace and Patrick Carpentier wrecked in a race in Montreal, Carpentier's crew chief Jerry Baxter tried to get even by pulling Wallace's hair.
Only girls pull hair, so I don't know if it's what to say about that.
After losing 5-2 to the Rangers on Halloween night 2011, Joe Thornton bluntly explained why the loss was so embarrassing.
They're probably, the softest team we played against, in this road trip, and, we should have had these 2 points.
Here's a player popping off about our team, and Joe hasn't won a goddamn thing in this league. He could go down as a player, being one of the better players in our league, never to win anything. So what he should do is just shut up, because it was uncalled for, it was classless.
A heated playoff series between the Heat and Knicks boils over when Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson get into it before Knicks coach Jeff Van Gundy tries to intervene.
Down at the bottom of your screen, that's Jeff Van Gundy just holding on.
End of the first period. Watch Steve Ott, number 29. He stands off to the side and lets his teammates go. And behind him, there's Peter Laviolette. Laviolette's the coach of the Philadelphia Flyers. Ott says, hey, wait for my guys. Laviolette says, not a chance.
Disrespect of our building, obviously. Just let our team off. It's not really that big of a deal. He obviously thought that he's got higher power than everybody else and a little bit more arrogance than most coaches in the whole NHL.
Dolphin on the play. Boy, it looked like he got tripped. That knee comes out because he gets hit right in the thigh between the thigh pad and the knee pad.
Jets strength and conditioning coach Sal Allosi later admitted to intentionally tripping Miami's Nolan Carroll.
I wasn't thinking. If I could go back and do it again, I sure as heck take a step back.
Late in a Mexican Premier Division match in 2011, a massive brawl erupts. Players, coaches, even fans get involved. Cruz Azul's keeper, Jose de Jesus Corona, actually headbutts one of the opposing assistant coaches. Corona would be immediately suspended from the Mexican national team. In June 2012, after a championship game in a Vancouver minor hockey league, Martin Tremblay, coach of the victorious UBC Hornets, blatantly trips a pair of Richmond Steel players during the handshake line. One of the boys he tripped, a 13-year-old, suffered a broken wrist. Tremblay pleaded guilty to assault charges and was sentenced to 15 days in jail and a year of probation for his actions.
Jacoby Jones gets by Sweezer. Taken down at the 27.
And Tomlin is essentially on the field here. He's looking the other way, but glancing back over his shoulder. A little mission accomplished almost. And he's snickering.
I still shouldn't have got caught, man. That's the first time I ever got caught in my life. I'm acting like Usain Bolt losing a race. I probably done the same thing if I knew I was back there.
Game 3 of the 2003 ALCS, 72-year-old Don Zimmer goes after 31-year-old Pedro Martinez.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm embarrassed for the Yankees, the Red Sox, the fans, the umpires, and my family.